Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Chacona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit, we change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit, we change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
Transforming minds,
hey, raising leaders,
kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds,
Hey, raising leaders,
kingdom made.
not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Transforming minds,
Hey, raising leaders,
kingdom made.
fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds,
Hey, raising leaders,
kingdom made.
not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Hey everyone, welcome to the CSOT Demonstration 2026. My name is Vini Bruno, and I have the privilege to be your host here today. In case you are wondering where this beautiful accent is from, I am from Brazil. I don't know if there is anybody from Brazil here joining us today, but I live here in the USA, and I am one of the mentees from the CSOT Demonstration. And I just want to tell you that I am so excited. There is an amazing, amazing day ahead of us. We've prepared something truly, truly special for you today. And I just want to, before we get started here, just to know, where are you guys streaming from? Can you drop in the chat, where are you guys streaming from, so I can see where are you at? Please drop in the chat, where are you streaming from today? There we go, Nigeria in the house, United States, South Africa, come on. People joining from everywhere, Uganda, I love that. Ghana, Dubai, come on guys. People from everywhere joining us today. Man, I am so excited. Thank you so much for being here today and joining us. Before we go into our teaching sessions, people from the UK, India, man, that's so awesome. I want to, before I go into our teaching this morning, I want to invite my friend Florence to come to the stage. Florence is a mentee from the CSOT program, and she's going to lead us in a very, very key moment for this session today, which is the declaration. How many of you know that our words, they carry power? Sometimes we have things in our minds and there is power when we speak those things and we bring them into existence. So I want to invite my friend Florence, to the stage, and she's going to be leading us in this important session. Welcome, Florence.
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Hello, good evening, good day from wherever you might be joining us. My name is Florence. I'm a mentee from the CSOT mentorship program, and trust everyone's doing great today. Trust our day has been wonderful so far. We are gathered here today with open minds and eager hearts to learn something that can transform our lives, something that can just impact on our lives and in the way we see ourselves. And I'm excited to be leading us for today's declaration segment. And we are here to speak words that can intentionally shape our realities through the power of our words. And before we get into the declaration, I would just like to remind us again about the importance of declaration. Declaration, as we know, is a statement of intent and vision spoken with conviction. And one of the reasons why we declare is because it enables our brain's reticular activating system to align with our visions. It forces our brain to align with our visions and our goals. And it also establishes a set of a kind of accountability towards the goals that we are looking to achieve and the visions that we have for ourselves. So before we begin, I'll just want us to ensure that we're in a comfortable space and that we're fully present here, both in mind and in appearance, so that we can internalize that which we're about to declare through the words of our mouths. Solomon, please, can you help us? Before we declare, I would just want us to understand again that it's a statement that is made with conviction in our hearts. So I'll just like for us to be really into this. Fear is a myth. I declare that fear is no longer the master of my choices, my boundaries, or my future. I acknowledge my fear, but I do not submit to it. It is an emotion, not a directive. I am fully capable of feeling discomfort while simultaneously moving forward into my action. I trust my ability to handle whatever comes my way. I would just like for us to internalize this. When we declare, we are speaking life and we are creating our reality. And we'll be declaring again, I declare that fear is no longer the master of my choices, my boundaries, or my future. I acknowledge my fear, but I do not submit to it. It is an emotion, not a directive. I am fully capable of feeling discomfort while simultaneously moving forward into action. I trust my ability to handle whatever comes my way. I just want us to internalize this word and declare with the words of our mouth, not in the silence of our heart, but with our words. I want us to declare that fear is no longer the master of my choice, my boundaries, or my future. I acknowledge my fear, but I do not submit to it. It is an emotion, not a directive. I am fully capable of feeling discomfort while simultaneously moving forward into action. I trust my ability to handle whatever comes my way. Thank you. I would just like for us to sit back and relax and enjoy the remaining segment of the program and take one or two things with us. Thank you.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Florence, that was so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. While Florence was sharing, I was just thinking about the power of our words and our declarations. When God created the universe and everything that exists today, what did he use to create? His words. Our words bring realities into existence. Florence, she said that we are creating our realities. What do you need to write down today and start declaring over your fears and over your realities, over your surroundings around you? I want you to write that down in a piece of paper right now. What do you need to start speaking over and bringing into existence? Write that down on a paper. That's the first thing that I want you to do this in our time together. Florence, thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I believe this sets the tone for us to get started. And before we go into our teaching this morning, like I said before, we have so much prepared for you. We have amazing people that you're going to hear from this morning. But before we go into the actual teaching, I just want to cast some vision here for you and explain what this is all about. What is the CSOT and why we're hosting this today? So CSOT, if you know what CSOT is, please type in the chat. Give your best guess there in the chat. I want to see. What is the CSOT? Anybody? Any guesses? Right, CSOT stands for Cliff Checona School of Transformation. It's a school of transformation. It's Cliff Checona private one-on-one mentorship for intelligent and capable people who want to understand themselves more deeply. Who wants to understand yourself more deeply? I want to understand myself more deeply and confront the patterns that hold them back. Do you have patterns? Do you have things in your life that are holding you back? And through this program, we also want to create meaningful change in the way you think, decide, and live. This is an amazing one-on-one program with Cliff. And I'm honored to be a part of it and see the fruits of it in my life. And why are we doing this today? This is called CSOT DESMONSTRATUM. Today is an opportunity for you to witness some of the transformation, real transformation, growth, and learning that have taken place through this program. We're going to hear from real people, not fake people, real people that are going through this program, and they're going to be sharing with you real life transformation and their experiences, right? There is a difference between we being in a classroom and just being learning things and just observing. But when we come and we speak what we're going through, there's so much power in that. So today we're going to have a demonstratum. This word demonstratum may be strange for you, but it's come from Latin, demonstrare, demonstrare, which means to show, point out, establish, or demonstrate. And when you think about the meaning, it actually fits today very well, because one of the thing, it's different. It's different just to learn something, but when you're demonstrating, when we're speaking about what you've learned, there is realness to that. It's not something fake. It's not just theory. It's real life transformation that you are about to hear this morning. The people we're going to hear from, they are mentees of the CSOT. And I'm excited to just give you a little bit of a summary of our program this morning. We're going to be talking about 4 different topics here. First one will be habits. And Nima is going to be the one who will be presenting this topic. Second, we're going to be talking about identity. And my brother Ahasan will be introducing this topic to us. Third, we're going to be talking about excavation, and my brother from Brazil, Alan Locks, will be presenting excavation. And lastly, and confrontation will be presented by my brother Daniel. I encourage you to stay engaged through every presentation. If you have a piece of paper, I have my notebook here. Please take notes. I believe God has you here. God has you here for a purpose. If you are here in this live right now, it's because you are supposed to be here. And there's something in this live this morning that God wants to use to speak to you and to bring transformation into your life. So take this seriously, take notes, and enjoy this moment of teaching. And I want to invite to stage my friend Nima.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Hello, hello, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be from. I know we're from different parts. I am from Kuwait. Right now, I am residing in Kuwait, but I am from Uganda originally, and I'm a student of CSOT. As Vinny has explained, that's a Chikona School of Transformation. And today, it is a very great privilege that I get to teach. Yep. I hope my Ugandan brothers and sisters are here, and everyone that is here, hello, how are you? Please, Ugandan, say hi. I'm representing. Say hi. I hope everyone is okay. I hope everyone is very, very, very fine. Today, I am going to be teaching about habits. And one of the frameworks that we've learned from the CSOT that is personally taught is the IBP HBR frameworks. What this stands for, the IBP stands for Identity, Beliefs, Personality, and HBR stands for Habit, Behavior, and Results. So what this actually helps us understand is that the results we experience in our lives do not just appear from nowhere. Our habits do actually influence our behavior, and our behavior produces the results. I do hope we have our pens actually, and today Miss Shells is not here, but she always tells us to carry a notebook and a pen. Please, I hope you carry the pen or paper and you're going to take some notes, please. I do hope, because this is very, 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 very important. And I'm trying to explain that the reason why I get to teach about our habits is because actually our habits are very important towards the results that we're getting. Because if you want to have the results that you actually want, then you have to be intentional about the habits that you have. So I'll be teaching about a tip today, which will be learn to frame your time. I, for one, I used to struggle with procrastination. Like, I would say I'm going to do something, but then do it later, or just forget, or use forgetting as an excuse. The thing is, if you struggle with procrastination, you struggle with poor time management, you constantly postpone things, please, it is very, very important that you pay attention to this teaching that I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to give practical tips that can help you develop the habit of framing time. But why am I calling it framing time? Mr. Cliff, our mentor, has taught us a very, very important principle that anything that you live in, you must learn to frame. And since we live in time, we must learn to frame. As human beings, one of the realities we all live within is time. Every goal you want to accomplish, every task I want to complete, every assignment I have to complete, every skill I want to learn or develop, and every version of myself I want to become must happen with time. So if I want to actually get get a skill that I want to develop, I have to frame the time that I want to develop that skill in. So it is very important, because if you don't intentionally frame your time, time will eventually just happen anyhow. It will unintentionally occupy itself, and that will end up being anywhere. Yeah, that is why it is important today that we learn this. Please, I hope you take some notes, because this is going to be very, very, very powerful. Yeah. So how I'm going to start with this teaching of framing time and why we're actually learning to frame time. For starters, why? What is the purpose of framing time? Why are we trying to frame time? The thing about this is we don't want to be anywhere. We don't want to just live, let's say, anyhowly. Yeah. We don't want to be over the place. So when we frame the time, we actually spending the time. It is not spending us. That is actually funny, because if you don't spend the time, it will spend you. Yeah. So if you frame it, you get to have a structure of how you're going to spend that time. But how do you frame that time? How do you frame time to create actually better habits? Yeah. So one first step that is going to be, it's going to be writing the week. Yeah. The first step about framing your time is writing the week. Please, I hope everyone is writing this. I'm going to be giving some few steps to take to frame your time, and the first one is going to be writing the week. What actually writing the week means is you get, like today is a Saturday, we're going to a new week. You get to write what are you going to do in the week. There is having an idea that you have to do something, and there is actually knowing that you have to do something. Like tomorrow is a Sunday. Sunday is for me, Sunday is a very special day for me, because okay, I have work on Sunday, but I also have to arrange my day in a way that I have to listen to pray, like online, because at the moment I'm not really able to go to church physically, but I have to structure my life in a way, my Sunday in a way that I go to church visually, like virtually, sorry. So the thing about writing down the week is you get a paper, literally. you get a paper and you write down the activities you have to do. I'm not saying do what I have to do, because my week, let's say if Sunday has listened to a sermon, a Sunday, not really a Sunday, the whole week it has listened to a sermon, analyze the market, read a chapter of the book, go to work, go to the market, check on my friends, check on my family. So for you, I don't know what activities you all have, but I am very sure we all have our individual activities that we have to do. There is TP Masterclass. For this, you're just writing down any activity that you have to do. You're not grading it. You're not analyzing, is this activity important? You're just writing down. You have to go to the gym. You have to visit a family member. You have school. You have a lot. Okay, it's okay. Just get the paper and write down the week. Write down the activities that you have to do for the week. This is the first step. After emptying your head and writing everything on the paper, then you get to the second step, which is breaking it into days. Yeah, I hope everyone is with me. I hope everyone is with me. So when you've written down the weeks, the activities for the week, you're going to break the activities into days. Which activities go on Monday? Which activities go on Tuesday? Which activities go on Wednesday? There are activities that go every day, yeah? Because if you say you're writing down, for my case, if I say I'm writing down work, it is going on every day. So you will say analyzing the market Monday, analyzing the market Sunday. You say you have to check up on a friend. You say that is going on Tuesday. You say you have to go to school. If it is happening on Monday, Tuesday, okay, just the activities that you wrote down for the week, break them down into days. Okay, that I think here it's not really about grading them. You're just breaking them down into weeks, because you know it is your life. You know exactly what you need to do for Monday. You know what you need to do for Tuesday, and for the days that follow the week, which takes us to the third step. I hope is everyone, please, is everyone writing down? I hope I'm not so fast, please. So can someone please tell me, drop some number ones if you're with me and you're writing down the steps that I'm giving about the habits. Please, can I have some number ones if you're writing down, because this is very, 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 very important. We know what year 2026 is. It's our year of new status. So we have to be very, very intentional with how we are living our lives. And so that it's important that we understand the habit that I'm trying to teach today, the habit tip that I'm trying to teach, which is framing our time. Thank you very much. That's actually encouraging. Thank you. So thank you, Nelson. Thank you. That means a lot. So the third step, as I was saying, the first step is write down the week, then break the week into days. Then this brings to another step, which is the third step, grade every item. When I say grade every item, I actually mean grade the activities that you're having for the week. What way are you going to grade the activities? You're going to grade the activities in, we have A plus, then we have A, then we have B plus, then we have B. What this actually means is the A plus is going to be an activity that is actually important and urgent. Then the A is going to be an activity that is urgent but not important. So the A's are urgent. The A plus is urgent and important. The A is urgent and not important. Then the B plus is one that is not urgent but important, while the B is not urgent and not important. What do I mean by this? When you say, okay, what can I say? Let me say you have an activity like analyzing the market, and you have a day like Monday. You broke down the activities you have a day like Monday. And to you, analyzing the market is actually it's actually important and urgent. Then you have another activity like checking on a friend. It is important, okay, but it's not urgent at the moment. So what you will, if you put those days on it, those activities on one particular day, you will say that analyzing the market, I'm using the example of analyzing the market because I assume majority of us here are traders. So I'm sorry if I don't know, can we accept that 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 example? But
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Transform.
hello everyone, sorry, it's, just technical issues. As I was saying, we are grading the activities, yeah? And I hope, does anyone remember where I was? Because I do, I'm just trying to check if we are all on the same page. Please tell me you remember where I stopped. Hello? Someone tell me where I stopped. I remember where I stopped. I want to check if we're on the same page. We were on the third item. Someone please talk to me. Talk to me. Hello? Anyway, let me continue. I was talking about grading your activities. Thank you, Colby. I don't know, is it Colby Bryant? Sorry if I get it wrong. Thank you, Divine. Thank you. So we were grading the activities. That we have the A plus activities, the A activities. A's are urgent. What makes A plus is if it's urgent and important. Then what makes it just an A is if it's urgent but not important. So we have the B plus and the B. The B plus is the one that is not urgent but important. Sorry, the B plus is the one that is not urgent but important, while the B is not urgent but important. With the example that I was giving, that if you have two activities on a Monday, assuming you have to analyze the market and also you have to check on the friend. Analyzing the market will presumably be A plus. It will be urgent at the moment that you have, let's say, morning of Monday to analyze. So it is urgent for that time that you analyze the market. It is urgent and important, so it will get an A plus. While checking with a friend will be maybe not urgent but important. What this is trying to help us, it is trying to because the fourth step after this is the grade actually follows the season, not the activity. The reason why I used those examples of analyzing the market and checking the friend, sometimes when we grade the activities, sometimes actually the activities, what dictates their grade is the season. Let's assume you got like some way to find out that your friend has been, let's say, admitted to the hospital. Much as it wasn't urgent to check on the friend at that particular time, let's say Monday morning, and it was more urgent to work on the A plus for you, which was analyzing the market. The friend right now, since it is important, has become urgent because they're admitted. So you'll have to check up on the friend, then do the A. So what was the A plus has now become an A, and what was just the A has become an A plus. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So most cases, you don't do the activity. Yeah. Sometimes when a season grades an activity, you do what the season is asking of you. Yeah. Because if the season is asking that this is actually more important, assuming you had said you have I'm sticking to analyzing the market. I hope we understand why. But let's say you had an activity of years analyzing the market on your computer. You're going to sit on a Monday morning, analyze the market, and the computer broke down. An activity like fixing your computer wasn't on the list, but it gets on the list because it's urgent and important, and it is done there and then. Okay? So the way that this works is after you've known the season for the activities, you're going to frame the time for the activities. Usually there are tools to use. There's a calendar. I've only learned to do that recently. I've only learned to use the calendar. This thing of Apple, I don't understand Apple things. So I'm using Apple, but I don't understand some Apple things. I had to get the Google Calendar. Please get the Google Calendar. They're not sponsoring me, but it's okay. Get the Google Calendar, download it, and use such tools. It is very important because the reason why we frame the time, framing time helps us get through with the tasks. You could have a task, assuming for my gym bros, yeah, I won't say my gym sisters. I don't trust us. Even me, I don't gym, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, my gym sisters and brothers. Let's say you have an activity, like you have work, but then after work you have the activity, which is gym. The reason why it's very, very important to frame the activity is because you want to put a start and a stop to it. Other than that, the activity will be over. Yeah. If you say you have work ends, and then what after the work? You have the work, assuming it's 9 to 5. After 9 to 5, you say I have gym. You don't say I have gym after work. No. This is going to be I have gym from 6 to 7. Is that realistic? Let's say gym is for 1 hour. Okay. You have a gym from 6 to 7. Then you have something else that with the activities that you noted down. Yeah. This is to help you not feel like you don't have control over the activities. Yes. So even if I said, okay, like earlier I said that you've graded the activities, you've known the season for the activities, it is very, very important you frame the activities. So if you have like tools like Google Calendar, it will help you. You will know, it will send you a notification that, hey, you have this activity after this one, you have tomorrow you have this, after this. That gives you more structure, because what we're trying to deal with, what we're trying to combat here is procrastination. What we're trying to fight here is piling things up. If you say, for example, I love to read, like I love to read, but sometimes I don't love to read. But I know I have to read. So what I will do, if it sends me a notification that you have this 30 minutes to read, I will just get done with it, because I know if I don't do it at that particular time, I will not do it. So someone who would have finished a chapter, I'm seated now with two like incomplete books because of that. So when you frame your time to start from start to stop, please utilize and just follow up with what we started. So the first step I had, write the week. Then the second step I had, break it into days. The activities you wrote for the week, break them into days. The third step I had, grade every item. Every item that you wrote down for the start of the week, grade it. When you grade the activities, it brings you to the fourth step, knowing that the grade actually follows the season, not the activity. I hope we understood that, because it is very, very important. When you know that what the season asks for is very, very more important than the activity. If the season asks for, like, I always, like I said, I love reading, but when I learned I had to teach, I had to research. I have never taught. For the people that know me, I'm learning. I was going to say I don't, but I'm learning. We are transforming here. The whole notion of CSOT is transforming minds, building leaders, kingdom aligned leaders. So I am learning this. I had to research. I had to learn what actually, how to teach. Yeah. So the season asked me to research that and study that. Much as I have to study other things, what the season asked of me was to study this. So it is important you understand what the season is asking for. Then after understanding what the season is asking for, what activities the season started asking for, please frame your time from start to the stop. Then when you frame the time, run the activities in order that you graded them after understanding the season that they are in. You get to do activity A first, A plus first, then do activity A. You get to do activity B plus, then do activity B. The reason why, okay, this is important, I believe we are human. Yeah? Sometimes it feels far-fetched, yeah? Like you write down a week, you're like, hey, Monday has too much activities, Tuesday has too much. The reason why it's important to actually run it in order is sometimes you go through Monday, you completed Monday A plus A, B plus B, then you went to Tuesday, you completed A plus B, A, but then didn't do the B's. We are human. It is, I am sure. I don't want to assume, but it's okay. When you get to Wednesday, there are activities of Tuesday, the B's that you didn't complete, much as they were not urgent and they were not important at that time. So if you go to Wednesday and you do Wednesday's activities, you go to Thursday, you miss a few activities. On Friday, they're piling up. The activity that wasn't urgent on Monday, it was just a B, it could become urgent. It is very important that when you see you've completed the activities of a day, please check which activities haven't been done. This is very important. We don't want to stall up the activities. You keep, because we are trying to like get realistic with procrastination. We are trying to get intentional with the life you're living. So it is very, very important to run it in that order. Please run the activities in that order. Then the last thing, it's protecting your time. We've listed the activities, we've known the season of the activities. It is very important that we do the activities and protect our time. We live in a time of distractions. I, for one, I think I have a scrolling problem, but well, most of us do. And one thing I do most of my things and create a Friday evening for just scrolling. Yeah, because I know it is sometimes not, it is not good actually to like scroll aimlessly, but we have to find a way to deal with this, to intentionally deal with this life that we are in. So I mean, protecting your time, do everything. And the reason why it's very important is when you get to rest. For example, when I get to scroll on Friday, like I'm rewarding myself or something, I do it without guilt because I know I've done most of the things that I was supposed to do for the week. It is very, very, very important. And I hope everyone understood what I was trying to see, to like teach. Because when you frame your time, you get to do everything here. And at the end of the week, you get to rest. You get to watch TP Masterclass or even schedule it for later during the week and know that it is either going to be very important for you throughout the week and urgent, so you place it on a day where you know you have to do it, while doing everything else that matters. Please, 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 I hope everyone understood what I was trying to teach today, and I hope we are going to be very, very intentional about our lives. As we go into this week, please go and write your week. Tonight, go and write your week. Just go through what I said and try to reflect with it, and I hope it helps you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll return to Vinny. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope everyone is blessed.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Nima, that was awesome. Can you show some love to Nima on the chat? Please, let's honor her because she did such an amazing job explaining us the power of our habits. I just want to highlight something here and also give you something very practical for you to do right now. I want you to write down on a piece of paper or on your notebook, what is one habit? What's one habit that you are going to start doing today or tomorrow in order to become the person that you want to be? I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Who I want to become? What is myself 10 years from now? And I want you to start doing one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not 10, but one little thing, one little small habit that you can start doing today or tomorrow that is going to shape and lead you into that person that you want to become 10 years from now. Write that down and invite someone to be accountable so you can be accountable to in that habit that you're going to start doing tomorrow. Nima, great job. Thank you so much for this teaching. We're proud of you. And next in line is my friend Ahasan, and we're going to be diving into identity. Welcome, Hassan, to the stage.
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders,
Kingdom made.
not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining us today. If you can hear me, please drop some number ones in the chat. Okay, all right. First of all, I would like to thank Cliff and the CSOT team for giving us this opportunity to share with the TP family what we've learned so far in the program. Now, before I dive into my segment for the day, I would like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Al Hassan, born and raised in Ghana, currently reside in the US. I joined the COCT program about 6 months ago, and trust me, guys, the journey has been a self-discovery one at every stage of the program. Now, a quick disclaimer, I do not like public speaking, okay? So this is my first time speaking in public. Bear with me, okay? Now, before we dive into the segment of today, we will start with an analogy to help us better understand what we are about to talk about, okay? Now, the analogy that we are going to use today is going to be this can of soda right here. I hope everyone can see it, okay? We are here to talk about identity. My segment is about identity. So in order for us to understand what an identity is, I always like our mentor likes to do, start with an analogy to make the understanding a little bit better for us, okay? Now, this is a can of soda. This is a can of soda. What makes this a can of soda? Drop your comments in the chat. What makes this a can of soda? What makes this a can of soda? Engage with me, guys. Okay. Now, what makes this a can of soda is the content that's inside. Now, the content that's inside, a traditional can of soda has 5 ingredients. We have coloring, we have flavoring, sweetness, and then carbonated water. Okay, some other sodas contain multiple items in it, but these 4 elements makes it a can of soda. Okay, without those basic ingredients, it is not considered to be a soda. Okay, so this can right here, that's the identity, which is the container. Okay, now when we talk about identity, what we need to understand is identity is a container, just like we demonstrated just now with the can of soda. Identity is the container. Now the container is who I believe I am. Okay, who I believe I am. And in that container, there is a belief. Now, the belief is going to be what I think is true. Not what is true, but what I think is true. Okay, then comes the personality, how I express myself. After the personality comes the habit. The habit is what I repeat automatically. We have the behavior after the habit. The behavior is what I do in the moment, and then the result, what life shows over time. Now, I'm going to use one of my identities from my case study in the COCT program to give as an example. One of my identities in the CSOT program was hand-to-mouth operator. That's my identity, one of my identity. I actually had 4 identities in the program, which is a little bit scary because normally people have 2 identities. I ended up having 4. Okay. So one of my identity was the hand-to-mouth operator. Now, the belief that comes with that is capital, to me, has no retention. I have to distribute it. So whenever I get something, I earn something, I don't retain it. I have to distribute it. So capital retention, no. Okay. Now, the personality that comes with that is, let's say, for example, Vinny sees me with a capital, or Vinny saw that I earned something, and then Vinny will be like, Al Hassan, do you want to invest this capital? Do you want to save this money? My immediate response is going to be no. Why? Because capital retention to me is a no. I need to immediately take care of others that are depending on me. Now, someone will be sitting behind, will look at me and be like, this guy is very responsible and thoughtful, always putting the needs of others before him. That is my personality styling my identity. Okay? So we have identity, which is the container. And in this case, my container is the hand-to-mouth operator, invisible. Then we have my belief. Now, my belief is one of the contents of my container, which is also invisible. Then personality. When we move from personality, then we have habit. Now, the habit is going to be me pushing myself every single time to give, because I think if I don't, nobody is going to do it. I have done it so many times that it has become automated. Now, remember, these are my thoughts. It does not mean that it is true. Okay? If you guys can hear me, drop some number ones in the chat. Like I said, these are my thoughts. It does not mean that it is true. So my belief system, let me jump. My personality is styling my identity. Okay. Then we go to the habits. Habit is semi-visible. It is pushing myself every single time to give, because if nobody gives, or if I don't give, I feel like nobody is going to give. Okay. Now, since we're on the habit, I just want to pick it back on what Naima said earlier on. If you don't frame your time, the time will frame you. Now, in this case, if we follow the examples that she gave us, and then we are able to frame our time, then our habit over time becomes automated. Okay. Then we have the behavior. Now, the behavior is how I show up every day. Example, sometimes for me, I work maybe 14 to 16 hours a day. It depends on the day, but I work more than the regular 40 hours that we are supposed to in a week. Okay. So somebody sees me dressed up, going to work every single day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. They were like, wow, this guy is working very hard. Okay. Because my behavior is visible. So people are able to see it. Then we have the result. The result is the proof of all the layers that I just went through. Are we understanding? Drop some number one into chat if we are understanding, please. Okay. Now, we'll diving into the text. Before I move on, any questions, comments? Perfect. All right. Now we'll move on into the textbook definition of an identity. I need everyone to grab their pen and paper to note down this information. There's so many text definition of identity. I decided to pick only 2 that I actually like a lot. So the first one is going to be identity is the internal structure that determines how a person consistently think to react and behave, especially under pressure. I'll take that back again. Identity is the internal structure that determines how a person consistently thinks to react and behave, especially under pressure. But we do a lot of things under pressure. Like right now, I feel pressured. Joking. Definition number 2. Identity is your default self. Now, in this case, default simply means if everything goes back to normal, you go back to that position. I'll take that back again, and then I'll give an example. Identity is your default self. Default simply means if everything goes back to normal, you go back to that position. An example would be you pretending to like something or pretending to be someone that isn't you. So let's say Vinny and I go somewhere, and then he orders something for himself and then ordered the same thing for me, and I don't like it. But I pretended to like it. I take a sip and Vinny turns around and then I just spit it out. Okay? And then the second example will be me pretending to be someone that I'm not. Okay? You pretending to be someone that you know will be like you having 2 characters. You know, somebody's walking passing by that you generally don't like, but you saw them walking passing by and there are people sitting around, so you wanted to just, put on an act. Hey, Vinny, you said hi to them, and then the moment they walked past you, you switch back to your position. You know who you truly are. Now, the second text definition of the identity. The second text definition of the identity, it is who you are when motivation is gone, who you are when nobody is watching, who you are when things are uncomfortable, who you are when life applies pressure. That's the default you. Okay? Now, we do have 2 primary types of identity. Are we understanding the message? Drop some number 1s in the chat if you are following the message. Remember, I am not a teacher, I am a student, so we are learning together. Okay. All right. So we have 2 primary types of identity. We have the survivor identity, and then we have the growth or functional identity. Okay? Now, the survivor identity is formed to cope, protect, to avoid pain, to stay safe. I'll take that back again. The survivor identity is formed to cope, to protect, to avoid pain, to stay safe. It is built in response to an environment of fear of lack and instability. I'll take that phrase back again. It is built in response to an environment of fear of lack and instability. A lot of us have a survival mode in us, especially some of us that are from the trenches. Like I said, I'm from Ghana. I come from the trenches. Not so much trenches, but, we grew up in an environment that wasn't too, the neighborhood wasn't, too clean and all of that. So I'll refer to it as the trenches. So we grew up in a survival mode. Okay, when we say we grew up in a survival mode, it doesn't necessarily mean that I grew up with our parents or not parents were there. But at some point or at a stage of your life, you gotta step up and then, hustle, as we say, do what you gotta do. So the survival mode. So survivor identity limits progress. Okay, a person sabotages their progress or something delays the progress for no reason. In this case, most of us here are traders or potentially working on being traders. Now, An example of you sabotaging your progress will be, let's say you do have a weekly rule of trading Tuesday to Thursday, and Monday is your analysis day, and then Friday you are out of the market, and of course Saturday, Sunday, you are not trading. And then you've been doing that consistently for, let's say, for about 2-3 months now. You've been consistent with that. And then all of a sudden, you started sabotaging your one rule of 3 days trading in a week, and then analyzing the market on Monday and Friday. And then now you start sabotaging yourself, trading 5 days in a week, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. You are sabotaging your progress of staying consistent with your rule of 3 days trading in a week. Or something delays the progress for no reason, procrastinating. Like Naima said, you've been doing so well, and then all of a sudden, you started delaying. I'll do it tomorrow. Mondays are your analysis day, and you're like, I'll do the analysis on Tuesday. Now, when you keep doing that over time, you will end up delaying your progress. Okay? And then the second primary type of identity is the growth or functional identity. The growth or functional identity is built to handle responsibility, tolerate pressure, and then sustain consistency and grow without collapsing. Okay? So that is the opposite of the first primary type of identity. Are we learning anything today? Drop some number ones in the chat, please. Okay. All right. Now, before I end my segment, I would like to leave you guys with something from the CSOT program, something transformation of mind from the CSOT program, the 6 layers identity stack audit from my case study. Okay, so I'm going to read a script right now. Now, when I started the CSOT program, one of my identity was I am a provider. Okay, I exist to carry, I am responsible before I am free. Okay, that was the identity. Now, from starting the program to today that I'm speaking to you, I have rewired my thought on that identity. Now, my rewired version is I am a builder, I provide for others by first becoming sustainable myself. I am free before I am responsible. Okay? And then my belief is money must flow through me. Accumulation is selfish to me. My needs are negotiable, mistakes are unforgivable. That was me then. Now money must accumulate before it can multiply. Self-investment is what enables sustained giving. Mistakes are tuition. Before, my belief was money must flow through me. Accumulation is selfish. But now money must accumulate before it can multiply. And the personality then was reliable, sacrificial, emotional suppressed, perfectionist, people's pleaser, unable to express affection naturally. My rewired personality now is reliable and boundaried, sacrificial and self-honoring, emotional present, comfortable with imperfection, affection expressed freely. I'll take that back again. My personality then was reliable, sacrificial, emotional suppressed, perfectionist, people-pleasing, unable to express affection naturally. And my rewired personality is reliable and boundaried. I said boundaries now. Sacrificial and self-honoring. I honor myself. Emotional present. You know, some of us grow up, some part of Africa, we grow up with our parents not showing too much emotion You know, for example, would be your dad casually telling you, or your parents casually telling you, I love you, stuff like that. You know, the emotional affection. Most of us grow up without that. That doesn't mean that we were not loved. Nope, we were loved. But now I'm a father. I have 2 kids. Whenever they are showing affection to me, it is like, "Ugh, what is this?" Because this is new to me. You know what I mean? So that was then, by my personality has been rewired now. Then we go into the habit. The habit: earns and distributes immediately, no retention practice. Avoid emotional processing, overworks to avoid disappointing others. Remember I mentioned about working 12 to 16 hours, 6 days a week and all of that? Yeah, working hard, not working smart. Now, rewired now is going to be working smart. So my rewired version of the habit is earns and retains by structure, daily emotional processing through journaling, boundaries on overwork, time allocated to self. I'm not a journal person when I joined CSOT until I joined this program. Okay, now I'm able to set boundaries. I don't work 16 hours anymore a day. I used to work 2 shifts in a day. Now the max I do is 8 hours, and then some days I do 12 hours every now and then. But I have cut down the hours. You understand? I have cut down the hours. Time allocated to self. Everybody that knows me that I don't take care of myself. I really don't take care of myself. I always put the needs of people before me. Always, every single time. But now my rewired version of my habit, about a month ago, I started going to recovery session. Okay. So with the recovery session, I allocated a time every single week on a Saturday, on a Wednesday, around 1:30 p.m. Every single Wednesday, I allocated time for me to be going to get a recovery session. Whether my body is hurting me or not, that's the recovery session time that I've allocated. So every Wednesday I go to get a massage. Okay. Now, the behavior was, because I am a trader, the behavior was I cut trades too early. I revenge trade after losses, force trades when no setup exists. Trades from urgency, not from process. And I know a lot of people that are on this platform will relate or can relate to this behavior. That was me then. Now, the rewired version of me holds straight to system targets, walks away after losses without retaliation. I sit out with no setup. Okay? I sit out. If there's no setup for me, I sit up. I trade from my process, not from my need. I can't tell you how many accounts I have blown, how many money I have lost. Okay? But thanks to the CSOT program now, I have rewired my behavior. And then I'm in a place right now where I could say, okay, now I don't just trade for trading reason. For example, this week, I didn't trade at all. One, because I didn't see a setup that matches my criteria. And then two, I was busy this week. So me going into the market to trade is an impulse, because I haven't analyzed the market. And then the last one is going to be the result. My result then was cannot retain capital, account never grows past distribution threshold. Inconsistent, provider identity sabotages my accumulation. Now the rewired version of me is capital retain and compounding. Account growth, provider identity served by building identity rather than competing with the identity. Oof. Okay. I was nervous in the beginning, but that nervousness went down. All right, guys. This is the end of my identity segment. If you have any questions, comments, you could drop it in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. The next one, I believe, is going to be confrontation. Vinny?
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Whoa, Al Hassan, man, you inspired me, brother. You really did. How many of you were inspired by Al Hassan? Please type one in the chat. If God spoke with you, if there's something on his teaching that touched you, I want to see in the chat. Type one in the chat if this teaching inspired you. Yes, a lot of ones in the chat. I just want to highlight something that Hassan said here today, that identity is what I believe I am. It does not mean that that's the truth. It's what you believe you are right now. That's your current identity. But another thing that he mentioned through his personal testimony and story is my identity was, one of my identity was, but what happened? I have rewired my identity. I have rewired my thoughts, and now I am this. I just want to encourage you watching this today that it's really possible for you to change the way you think about yourself right now. That's rewiring your thoughts. And in order for you to become that new person, having that new identity. I was inspired by Hassan, and I hope you were inspired as well to become a different version of the person you are today by rewiring your thoughts. Thank you so much, Al Hassan, for this great teaching. And our next mentee is going to be covering excavation. And the person who is going to be doing this is my best friend, Alan Locks, also from Brazil. Alan, welcome to the stage, brother.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom make.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Alan Locks. I will be in charge of the next segment, and we are going to be talking about excavation. And man, Al Hassan put me in a tough spot. Like following his presentation is going to be hard. I'm going to lay some expectation for this segment. I have ADHD. So I'm going to be reading because it's very dangerous that I start to talk and I go to somewhere else. And so I'm going to try to stick to my notes. So today I will be talking through the excavation segment, and I'm very excited about it. After this, you guys will have a good understanding about it, what it is, excavation, how that benefits us, and why excavation is the first stage of this amazing program, CSOT program. When I came to CSOT, I had no idea about how the process was, how excavation was. The only thing I knew was it was a very good program. Cliff is a very godly man, and I just felt from the Lord that it was time for me to dig in. And I knew it was a process. It's a 1-year process, and excavation is the first one of them. So I will give you a definition of the word excavation to start. And I got this from Google, from the dictionary, and I'm going to read for you guys. Excavation, the act or process of excavating. Who understood and who thinks that it's very helpful? Really? I don't. Let me read again. Excavation is the act or process of excavating. It doesn't help much, right? But it has more. Digging out and removing earth, as in archaeology or construction. The action of hollowing out or uncovering something buried. I hope that makes it a little bit more clear. And what we are about to go through when in this phase, which is start to dig stuff out of us. As Hassan was talking about the identities, we need to start to go into ourselves to extract those identities so we know where we are operating from. So who here has already watched Jurassic Park, the first movie? I don't know if you guys remember. If you have, please once on chat. If you have watched, there is a scene where they are in an archaeology site and they are like digging like the bones and the dinosaurs. And that's what I want you to think about now. Imagine Cliff going into your head and start digging who you are from there. And that's basically what happens. Jokes aside, let's dig in to what excavation is. So phase 1 excavation is the stage where you are going to discover the identity operating system that is in control of your decisions, which most of the time is different to the one that you would describe if I were to ask you. When we go into this process, we are going to try to discover what is driving the bus, what identity is driving you, who is in control. That's the whole idea. At the beginning of the process, we start with the origin story is one of the exercises. That's when you will know better about yourself, and a lot of things about your life are going to start to make sense. There is this, I heard this once, and I would like to make a kind of a teaching moment here. We can classify ourselves, the things that we know about ourselves, in 4 different areas or 4 different buckets. The number 1 is the things I know, I know. The things you know, you know. So I know that I know how to drive. That's one example. Number 2, the things I know, I don't know. So I know that I don't know how to build a car. Right? I don't know. I don't know that. The things I don't know, I know. Cook is an example. The first time I cook or I cooked? First time I cooked, it was pretty good. I didn't know I knew how to cook. Okay, and number 4 is the things I don't know, I don't know. So I didn't know that I don't know how to communicate with my wife properly. And during this phase, the excavation, I realized that I was communicating with her with the wrong way. So that was something that I didn't know that I didn't know. Okay, there's another layer to this, which is the things you see about yourself. It's kind of the same thing, but it's a different layer. The things you see about yourself and other people also see about yourself. For example, me is that I am a good drummer. I play drums. And whoever knows me, they know that I am a good drummer. That's one example. Number two, the things that I see in myself, but other people don't see, that it's kind of here, is a secret. I'm the only one that knows, that see that I am insecure, that I was. I'm very secure right now. Number three, the things that I don't see in myself, but other people see. So there was this friend of, it was actually Vinny. I'm going to put him here. He was sharing with me some of one specific situation he was facing. And he shared with me, and then he was very like sad about it and very, down. And then I talked to him, and after that, he told me, you know what, bro? Every time I tell you something bad, you come in a way that you make it lighter. You always make me see the good side about it instead of focusing on the bad side. And that was something that I didn't know about me, but he was able to see, right? So, and number four, the things I don't see about myself and nobody sees. So we call the blind areas. And that is something that probably will come up whenever you start the excavation phase. And to me was the fact that the communicating thing with my wife, it was like a blind area. So that's why it's so important to have a mentor, because he will be able to see things on you that you can't see about yourself. Okay, moving on. What is the definition of this program, right? What is this phase 1 excavation? Excavation is the process of discover and recognize what identities are operating in you and intentionally connect them to present situations so the pattern can be named instead of just felt. It could be trading, relationships, money. I'm going to say it again. Excavation is the process where you are going to discover what identities are operating in you. And then you are going to intentionally, everything that happens to you in a specific given moment, you are going to connect those actions, those behaviors, those situations into one of those identities that are operating. What Hassan was talking about, the 4 identities. I also have 4. I didn't know you are supposed to have only 2. So thanks for that, Hassan. So the key word here is intentionally. Most people carry these patterns their whole life without even or ever naming them. Excavation is not therapy in a clinical sense. It's a structured self-investigation with a defined purpose. You exit this phase able to say in one sentence what your operating pattern is and where it came from. And that's when I realized and I understood why I have made so many mistakes in my life, because they were all tied to those identities, those situations that happened to me in the past that created those identities. I hope that is making sense. I don't want to jump the gun and go too fast here, but let's keep moving on, okay? Why excavation is the first phase? Why it comes first? You can't install a new structure on top of a pattern that you don't know or you haven't named yet. That's the idea of putting excavation before anything about discipline, systems, or execution. As they mentioned prior, the discipline, and like you can try to overcome discipline. And it's funny because she mentioned discipline, and that's exactly the example that I put here on my notes. Skipping straight to build better habits without excavation produces surface compliance. someone follows a checklist for a few weeks until the old pattern comes back itself under pressures, because the pattern was never identified. It's like that guy that put gasoline on a car that had a ethanol engine, and it's going to work for a few days, but then it's going to blow the engine because the engine was not prepared to receive gasoline. It was prepared to receive a different fuel. And that's actually a real story. I have a friend that he changed the fuel, and then the engine blew, and he said, yeah, my car was getting used to and now it blew. It's so stupid. Sorry. Anyways, my example was when I started, because I knew I had an issue with discipline and procrastination and all of that, I decided to create a daily habits checklist. So I went to ChatGPT and I created a software, and then every day I would go and check my boxes and my to-do list and all of that. It worked for 15 days. And then suddenly I forgot, and then I didn't do anymore. Because I had not clearly understood some situations from my past, then I did not make those connections with the identity that was driving my discipline inside of my brain. Excavation is uncomfortable by design. So if I come to here and tell you that it's going to be easy and everything is going to be awesome, it's going to be awesome, but it's going to be hard, and you are going to have to work hard. If you finish this phase feeling that nothing shifts, there's usually a sign that the digging didn't go deep enough. It's not that there's no pattern to find, it's just you didn't go deep enough. Example. One of my identities is the abandoned boy. And I have a strong necessity of being accepted and being affirmed. So every time we started this mentorship at the beginning, Cliff was always super nice, and he was complimenting me. He was affirming and say, Alan, you are so smart. You are one of the, he compared me with like very intelligent people. And I was like, yes, thank you. That's my mentor. And then there was one day that we were in a group chat, in a group call. It was other mentees. And he asked every single one of them to give their examples and tell their story. And I was the only one in the room that he didn't ask or he didn't say anything about it. And I was there. Now it's going to be me. Now it's going to be me. Like a kid. It's so funny now that I'm saying that. I'm 48 years old, and I was waiting for that moment where he was going to give me, you know, what I was looking for. And he didn't. He said, bye, goodbye. Thank you everyone for coming. And I felt really bad. I really, really felt really bad. Why? Because that was one of my identities. It was the abandoned boy. It was driving the bus at that moment. And then at that specific moment, I was like, I know why. Why am I feeling this way? Because of that guy, the abandoned boy. Something that happened to me when I was 4 years old. It was still playing a part. And then I thought, Cliff did it on purpose because he knows that I need to start paying attention on those patterns. And then weeks later, I asked him, and he said, yeah, I did it on purpose. And I was like, I knew it. But that was like, it was like a very good push for me to start paying more attention and be aware. So that's why I said it's really important that you put your hard work, because that's the only way that this program is going to be effective, is if you do your part. This phase is not about producing a nice, presentable narrative. It's about producing an accurate narrative, even when it's not the one you want to hear or you want to present to others. So how excavation works? The excavation has some specific homework and daily check-ins that will create enough data information to create your identity profile or case of study. As Hassan already mentioned, the identities. Telling your whole story will bring a lot of things to surface. That's the beginning of the digging. The events that happened to you since your birth, they all played a part to build who you are. Basically, returning to those memories, not summarized, but rebuilt in full sensory detail. It's important that you go back, try to go back, and remember what you felt, the smell, the noises, all of that. And tracing those exact feelings forward to where it shows up in your adult behavior today. The goal, it's not reliving those memories for its own sake, but it's finding a live wire in between today and then. And that was mind-blowing for me. The amount of information and detail that they were able to extract just for me telling my story was amazing. Again, cliff digging inside of us. Most of the times, we will just react unconsciously to situations based on previous experiences. Our brain recognizes patterns that are installed in our hard drive and reacts based on those old experiences. I have so many examples, like trading, for example. Like every time I'm trading, I used to feel the same things that I would feel when I was 4 years old, that I was at night in a alone, dark, I was afraid, scared. And that's how I felt when I went into the market. It was something unknown. I didn't know the market. I didn't know what to do. And I felt like that same fear, and that would make me like get out early or be afraid to enter in a trade or whatever other situations that fear, or it goes a little bit in drawdown and I would close and then it would just go back up. So many times that has happened. And it was all because that identity was like in control of my emotions. We have this analogy. Let me bring a funny one. In Brazil, they would say, a dog that was once bitten by a snake is afraid of sausages. So imagine a dog comes and see like a sausage, those sausages that one attached to the other, like a link of sausages. And then remember what I said? Let me read again. Most of the times we will react unconsciously to situations based on pattern. So the dog saw the pattern, looks like a snake, and ran, afraid of the sausage. It was actually food. It was something really good, but he thought it was something really bad. He didn't, but his brain, his identity. So that's what happened to us every single day. Every situation that happens, it's always attached to some pattern that our brain recognizes. And another thing that it's important to mention, our brain that part of the brain does not recollect date. So it doesn't know that it happened yesterday or 20 years ago. The reaction is based on the pattern. That means you are going to start making those connections with your actions or behavior when it happens, with the identity that were discovered at the beginning of the journey. So all of these identities that you will discover, you are going to start to make connections with the behaviors. That is going to happen every single day. I have discovered so many things about me that I did not know that it blew my mind. Even the way I talk with my wife or the way I receive information from her was changed. I used to think that she was always mad with me, and I would keep asking, is there anything wrong? Did I do anything wrong? What happened? What did I do? Or I would get really sad because of the way that she talked to me. She would reply kind of mean, or like, she's very focused. And sometimes it would be kind of respite. And so I felt unloved, misunderstood, rejected, but it was all a lie. It was just the way that I was perceiving. It was me being afraid of the sausage. My brain was in defense mode. And once I understood where it was coming from, I started to tell myself, Alan, you are loved. Your wife is focused. She's not mean. Or if she's mad with something else. Don't worry about it. She loves you, bro. And I started to tell that myself. And that was the truth. Remember that the voice your brain recognizes the most is your own voice. So remember that Vinny mentioned that the reason why we declare stuff is because you bring the words into reality, and that creates something in our brain, especially when it's our own voice, because that's the voice that we heard the most, because we are always talking. We are always there when we are talking. We are always listening. I came to this program expecting to become a better trader. And 5 months in, it has changed me in a lot of things, in a lot of ways that I could never imagine. Even if I never become a profitable trader, okay, this is just an example, I know for a fact that this program is going to change my life forever. I understand that it's important to understand that the program is 1 year. So slow and steady is key to success. Don't expect to be a different person next month. And to finish, I would like to give another example. 2 weeks ago, it was Friday. My trading day was really bad, and I felt horrible. I broke my rules and revenge trade. It was bad. And then I called my wife, and I sent him a message, and I told her, say, hey, I want to be accountable today. This and this and this happened. And then she sent me another voice memo that I was like, wow. She said, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you because I don't want to cry, man. Because you are never. I'm proud of you because you don't rest. You are not okay with good. You want to be excellent. And I'm very grateful that you keep trying to be better. Better husband, better dad, better everything. And she even mentioned like the way that I spent the whole summer with my mom. She said, you have never done that before. It's the first time that you have a good time with your mom. And that's when I noticed that I have actually changed. For her to come and say that, it was amazing. So that's what I had. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. And take back, Vinny.
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Alan, thank you so much, brother, for your vulnerability. I don't know if you joining us today could hear that on Alan's teaching today, but he spoke from his heart. He made me cry. I don't know about you, but I can see truth come out of him, not just knowledge. Again, there is a difference between knowing something and living it. And this process that we are all going through here, it's real life. Trading is not easy. This is not an easy journey. When I started trading, I thought it was going to be so much easier. But like Alan said, one thing that I want to highlight here, I came into this program to become a better trader. I did the same. And this program has transformed every area of my life. This is what Alan said. And I believe if I ask each one of the mentees here, they're going to say the same thing. I came into this program to become a better trader. And this program has transformed every area of my life. And I just want to say here in the middle of this teaching, Cliff, thank you for listening God, obeying him, and putting this mentorship together. This is changing lives. And Alan is a proof of that change, that transformation that is still happening. Like he said, it's not a few months journey, it's a lifetime journey, and we're all growing. And another thing that I want to highlight about excavation is if you go to the doctor, right, and you want to truly be healed, what do you need to do? You need to expose. You need to allow the doctor to excavate, ask questions, search, and find what's wrong in your body so he can bring true solution and healing. If you are just superficial level will give you superficial results, but deeper healing requires deeper excavation. So I just want to highlight that and say, Alan, thank you so much for bringing this to us this morning. Now we're heading to our last topic. And before we do that, I just want you to take a deep breath. Can you do that? Take one deep breath right now. One more. Stretch a little bit. If you can stand where you are at, just stand, stretch a little bit. We're heading to our last topic right now. And I want for you to be present to this teaching right now. Don't check out. We're almost done, almost finished, but I want you to pay attention, take notes, because what's coming is so, so important. It's confrontation. And I want to invite my dear friend Daniel to the stage to cover confrontation with us. Welcome, Daniel.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Hello, TP family. If you can hear me loud and clear, I want you to drop yes in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, just drop yes. Yes, if you can hear me loud and clear, just drop yes in the chat for me. If you can hear me loud and clear, just drop yes. Yes, yes. If you can hear me loud and clear, please just drop yes for me. All right. And don't be tired. Don't be tired, because this is the most important one. Now you know your excavation, and it's not enough, because you need to be able to catch the identity in real moments, right? You can know it, but if you are not able to catch it, it's also another trouble, right? So for those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Isiakun. I'm a Ghanaian and also a trader. And not just that, I'm also a student from Chikona School of Transformation. So for those who are new here, CSOT, it's Mr. Cliff's private one-on-one mentorship, where every year he selects a few people to mentor. So a few people, so you should know that I'm very privileged to be that few people. because it's not easy to get into his mentorship, right? It's not very easy to get into his mentorship. So first thing first, I want to say a big thank you to God for this opportunity that he has given me. Because when this year started, I never saw myself to be on a platform to share what I know. But by God's grace, today I am here on your screen to share some of the things I am learning in my mentorship program. And secondly, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Cliff, that he didn't just choose me as a mentee, but he has given me his platform to come and share, you see, to come and share the things that I am learning, right? So I'm very, very privileged, and God bless him, right? Wherever you are, just drop in the chat, God bless Mr. Cliff. Just drop it in the chat. Say, God bless Mr. Cliff, right? It's only a true leader who can do this. I always say that a true leader is not someone who will come online and post what asset he has bought or how much money he has made. But a true leader is being determined by his fruits, right? How many mentors can allow their mentees to come on their platform to come and showcase the things they are learning? None. And I know that all of us here on the live stream are being blessed, right? So you see, this is a true leader. You understand? So wherever you are, just drop God bless Mr. Cliff. Don't say it's too long. Just type it. God bless Mr. Cliff. Please type it for me. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So before we go into our lesson, I want to share a short story. And this story is in the Bible. And this story, if you have time, I can't say everything, but if you have time, you can read it. This story is from Genesis chapter 41. And I believe most of you have read it because TP family, we are all believers and we believe in Jesus Christ, right? So this story is about a king called King Pharaoh. So he had a dream. He slept and he had a dream. He had two dreams. So the first dream was he dreamt that 7 fat cows were coming out of a river called Nile. And after the 7 fat cows came, there followed another 7 ugly lame cows, came after the fat cows and swallowed the 7 fat cows. Can you imagine? And even when they swallowed them, the 7 ugly lame cows stayed the same, even after swallowing the big cows. Then he woke up very disturbed and he went back to sleep again. And he had another dream where he dreamt that 7 healthy headed grain maize, let's say maize, also came out from this same river, and followed it was a 7, let's say, unhealthy headed grain maize came and swallowed the healthy ones. So he woke up very disturbed and he summoned his wise men to ask them the meaning of the dream. But none of them was able to interpret the dream. So while he was talking, one of the servants heard him and he went to him and told him that there was this man that when he was in prison, this man was able to interpret his dream. And when the man interpreted the dream came into reality. So Pharaoh sent them to call this man, and this man was Joseph, right? So just Joseph came and he interpreted the dream that the 7 healthy fat cows and the 7 healthy headed grain stands for a season where Egyptians will experience abundance. So a season of abundance. And the 7 ugly lean cows and the 7, let's say, unhealthy headed grains also stood for a season that followed the abundance, a season of abundance, where the 7 ugly lame cows also, and the 7 unhealthy grain also represented a season of a severe famine, where the famine will be so severe that they will not even remember that they had a season of abundance. So he advised them, and this was Joseph's advice. Now that you are in the season of abundance, prepare now, store up now, while the abundance is still here. because the famine is already on its way. So TP family, someone will ask me, why are you sharing this story? I just want to advise you a little. I want to say that TP family, this is your season of abundance. You have everything right now that can transform you. The master classes, the regulation tools on the website, the daily declaration, even free consultation, right? So I'm just here to remind you that now that you have the season of abundance, don't forget that what follow is what? A season of famine. So please and please and please again, I want to ask a question. Are you prepared? Have you stored enough? When this season is over and there is no free again, have you regulated yourself to be able to go through the season of famine? So I'm just here to remind you that now you are in a season of abundance. Even this year, see the topics, the master classes, powerful messages. So please, if you have not prepared or stored up enough, please do so before the season of famine comes. So yeah, thank you. Now let's go into our lesson. How many of us here will analyze the market, mark out our POI, be able to even know the direction of the market, right? But we are expecting, for example, we are expecting to buy, then market will come into our POI, waiting for, so POI, point of interest, but a sound will just be in our mind, and you feel the need to ask someone to verify your analysis if the direction that you are looking for is right. How many of us here can relate to that? And you ask this your friend, let's say you are looking for buys, then you ask this your friend, and your friend will be like, oh no, me, I'm even in a sell right now, right? Then you quickly change your bias and you enter the sales, and price will hit your stop loss. If this thing has happened to you, just drop me in the comments. Just drop me. If you have experienced this thing before, just drop me in the comments right now. If you have experienced this thing, you analyze the market perfectly. You mark your POI. Price will get into your POI. Then a voice will just tell you, are you sure? You ask your friend if your friend is also having that same direction. So you feel the need to ask someone, and the person will say the opposite of what you are looking at. If you have experienced this, just drop me in the chat for me. This is someone's deliverance. So if you don't drop me, you will not be delivered. So if you know you are the one, just drop me. Please drop me. If you don't drop me, you will not be delivered. Please. This is your deliverance. So drop me. Okay. So those who drop me will be delivered. Hallelujah. Okay. So this was actually me. Why I was someone that I didn't trust my setups. I didn't trust my setups. I used to do the analysis. See, I can even see someone even explain everything that the market will be doing from A to Z, but price will get into my POI and I will hesitate to take the trade. Right. So if you listen to the teachings that Mr. Alan gave, that is how come I got to know that this is me. So if you really listen to the teachings, what do you think this identity will be? Someone who will analyze the market. If you really listen to the teaching of excavation, someone who will analyze the market, price will come into their POI and will never execute. If you really listen to the teachings that Mr. Alan gave, you'll be able to tell me. But if you can't tell me, I'll just go ahead and just say it, because this was actually me, right? So if someone have any idea which identity will be this, someone who will analyze the market but will never take the trade. If you know, just drop it in the comments, please. If you don't know, I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm just giving you 5 seconds. If you don't know, I'll just go ahead and just mention it, because it was me. Imposter syndrome. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Who again? Who again? If you have any idea, just write anything for me. Right? I know you are tired, but don't be tired. This is the most important one. Right? So please, if you have any lesson, which identity do you think over preparing without actual execution? Okay, perfect. Okay, you are getting there. Anyone else? Anyone? Analysis paralysis. Okay, that one too. Okay. Let me just tell you. So I was someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions. So I was someone who didn't trust himself to make good decisions, right? Any decision I want to take, I will need to ask someone before I will take this decision. So I heard my brother Al Hassan said that his identity was 4. Bro, mine was 5. So you're not telling me. Mine was 5. Wherever you are, mine was 5. So yeah, I've exceeded you. Mine was 5. So you're not alone, brother. You're not alone. Mine was 5, right? So I was someone who never trusted himself to make good decisions. I will analyze the market, point of interest, everything. Markets will get into my POI. I will go to different Telegram channels just to know that they are also having that same direction before I will take my trade, right? So now, after I know, the excavation revealed to me that I am someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions. Now I am aware of this identity, but being aware is not enough, right? Being aware of it is not enough. So you need to catch it in the moment. So this is where my topic comes in. So my topic today is confrontation, right? Confrontation. So what is confrontation? So confrontation, please, you can write. You know, tip here, this is not entertainment. This is a master class. So you know that when you come here, you are supposed to write. So please, I believe you, TP master class, TP family, you are people of, yeah, you respect. So I know that you came with your pen and paper or book. So please write something. All right. So confrontation is the act of consciously meeting an old pattern. So an old pattern can be a belief, an identity, a habit, or a reaction. At the moment it activates. At the moment. So the word is, you can underline the word at the moment, not later or not when you realize, but at the moment. So that is the key word. At the moment it activates. Instead of letting it run unchecked or only recognizing it after the fact. I'll take it again. Confrontation is the act of consciously meeting an old pattern. And I said the old pattern can be a belief, an identity, a habit, or a reaction. At the moment it activates, and I'm saying underline the word moment, because that's what makes it confrontation. Being able to catch the identity in that moment, not 1 hour ago or when you realize it. No. At the moment the identity was activate, instead of letting it run unchecked or only recognizing it after the fact, right? So 3 things that makes confrontation. If you have that, let's write 3 things that makes confrontation, right? Not just awareness, but things that makes confrontation. One of it is it's real time. It's real time. What do I mean by it's real time? Like I said, happening in the moment, not an hour ago or 3 days later when you realize that this was your old identity, but you could have stopped it, but you didn't stop it. No, happening in the moment. So it is real time. And then the second point is that it's active and not passive. What do I mean by it's active and not passive? So you know your identity, right? So you don't just observe the pattern. You have the choice, you can name it, and you can stand against it, right? So it is active and not passive. So you don't just observe the old identity, you can name it. Like I said, mine was someone who doesn't trust himself. So if I analyze my market, if I analyze the market and I'm going to ask someone else. At that moment, that my mind will tell me that go and ask someone. I should be able to know that this is my identity of someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions, right? So it is active and not passive. I can name it, because if you are not able to name and act against it, it becomes awareness. You know the thing, but you're not doing anything about it, right? And the third point is it creates a choice point. So the moment you catch the old identity, you can pick a different response instead of the defaulting old one. What do I mean? Now, I've analyzed my market. I've analyzed the market price has gotten into my POI. Then this voice will come. Go and ask someone. At that moment, I have a choice to make. I have to act against that old identity, right? I have to act against it. So you have a choice. So it creates a choice point. So now I want to give you a simple formula where you'll be able to know how to confront your old identity. So what did I say? You'll be able to catch it, you'll be able to name it, and you'll be able to interrupt it, all in the moment it is happening. So let's do it again. You'll be able to catch it, name it, interrupt it whilst the old identity is happening in the moment. So catch, name, interrupt whilst the old identity is happening in the moment. So the word is in the moment. It makes it very important. In the moment, right? So now let's go to 5 tools. So how did we, the mentees in CSOT, how did we approach our confrontation? So we used 5 tools. If you have any question, you could drop it in the comments, then I'll answer you. If you have any question, just ask me now before we get into the 5 tools that we used. If you have any question, you can just ask me, because the tool part is very important. This is how you'll be able to regulate yourself, right? To confront it. This is the tools you need. So before we go into the tools that you will use, if you have any comments, just any question, just ask me now, then I will just answer. But if you don't have any question, I will just give you the tools. Then we will take a case study. So the case study, I'll use my identity, someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions. So that's what the case study that we are going to use. So if you don't have any question, let's just get to the tools. So please pay attention, because this is the most important part of the lesson, the tools, right? So one of the two is your one rule. So when we talk about your one rule, a single, simple, non-negotiable action you commit to every day, not 5 habits, just one, small enough to track, strict enough to matter. So you basically set one rule. So can someone get someone like me who have an identity of someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions? What do you think if I'm trading, my one rule will be? If someone knows, just bring it up. Someone who doesn't trust himself to make good decisions. If I'm trading, what do you think my one rule will be? Just drop it for me. Right? If you know this, you are solving your own. Oh. If you don't know, you are not solving your own. So please, if you know, just bring the comment. Just tell me. Someone who doesn't trust himself. So what do you think my one rule will be? Just tell me. What do you think my one rule will be? Block all noise from other groups. Yes. Alfred, perfect. That's good. Anyone, you can keep dropping. Alfred, that's very good. That's very, very good. Having followed your checklist, execute without overthinking. Who is this person? You are good though. Okay, who else? D&D while trading. Oh, D&D, you can open the message. Oh. Avoid distraction. Okay, your one rule. Okay, not seeking confirmation from anyone else. Yes, This is perfect. No seeking confirmation from anyone else. So that is your one rule, right? That is your one rule, not seeking confirmation from anyone else. Then the next tool that we used, it was a program, so a complete fear breaker. So this is a 21-day program that dismantles your primary fear through excavation, confrontation, and replacement. So someone will ask me, how did you know that you are someone who doesn't trust his own judgment or to make good decisions? So I was thinking that, oh, it was just a normal thing, right? But the fear breaker reviewed, because inside the fear breaker, there is excavation, there is confrontation, and replacement. So during the fear breaker, I was able to know why I was having that identity, right? So when we go to the case study, then we'll work it out, right? So I just want to list the point, then we'll take the case study, then we are done, okay? I will not take, I know you are tired, 2 hours, but you know that transforming someone, it takes time, right? If you want to transform someone, it takes time. So pardon us, okay? So let's just list it. So the third point is practice identity relabeling. So this is naming which identity is making each decision in real time. So now you know your own identity. So whenever it's happening in the moment, you are able to tell that this is so identity happening right now. So practice identity relabeling. You are able to tell the identity that is happening in the moment. Then the fourth point is build your pattern evidence file. So documented proof of the old identity operating in your daily life. So build your pattern evidence file is basically journaling so whenever, let's say, you're about to do something and this old identity, let's say you want to make a decision and the voice comes that, oh, consult someone, you are able to journal that on this so let's say on Tuesday, whilst I was about to, let's say, make a decision to buy something, the voice said I should ask someone, but what I did was I trusted my own judgment. And so you are able to write the time, the dates, or the triggers and everything. So build your pattern evidence file. So that's what you do. Whenever the old identity fires in your mind, you just write the time, the moment, what triggered it, the decision you made, everything, right? Then the last one was build your declaration protocol. A personalized statement written by Mr. Cliff specifically for your pattern. Read aloud twice daily. This one. Let me sit down well. This particular one, I remember I didn't want to miss any day, right? And there will be times where I will be in public, so maybe the tram station, and I'm supposed to read this thing. The system is built in a way that if you don't say it loud, it will tell you that, Masa, you are not saying it loud, so please say it. So I'll be at a train station, since I don't want to end the streak, because I wanted to keep my streak. I didn't want to miss a day. I'll be at a train station and I'm supposed to declare very loud. Then I will start. Then imagine people around will just be watching me. It felt very uncomfortable, but well, identity is serious. So me, I didn't mind anyone. I was just declaring. And after, you see that everyone is looking at me very uncomfortable, but I still went ahead to do it, because if I'm suffering, they are not there. So if I'm acting against my identity, I don't have to mind, right? I don't have to mind who is watching me or who is not watching me, right? So I declared, and yeah, so that's your begin your declaration protocol. So someone who doesn't trust his own decisions, what do you think my declaration will be? Someone who doesn't trust his own decisions. If someone have any idea, you can just put it in the comments. What do you think my declaration will be? If anyone has any idea, I'm helping you to also build your own, so that when you are home, you sit down, you have the excavation, you'll be able to know your identity, then you'll be able to confront it. right? So I'm just helping you so that you'll be able to do it whilst you are back home, or when you are backstage, or when the TP masterclass is over. So someone who doesn't trust his own decisions, what do you think my declaration will be? Anyone has any idea should just drop it in the comments for me. Hmm. If you don't know, we will just move to the case study. Okay, I think no one is saying anything. So let's just move to the case study. So I'll read a case study. So Kwame, a trader who trades, okay, someone has said something. Rules and principles are faithful when followed. When I follow them, I build my confidence. Okay. I stick to my plan without external confirmation. Okay. That's good. That's good. I follow my plan. I don't double check. Okay. Okay. I'm talking about declaration. Oh, it should be powerful. Something that when your mind receive, it will rewire fast. I make good decisions. When I make a mistake, I learn. I like this one. I like this one. So wherever you are, let's declare this one. Oh, Solomon, please bring this. Okay. So let's declare this one. I make good decisions. When I make a mistake, I learn. This is powerful. I make good decisions. When I make a mistake, I learn. Last one, I make good decisions. When I make a mistake, I learn. This is very good. This is very, very good. Yeah, so you will say this 2 times. So imagine shouting and people looking at you. Yeah, so that's how I feel, but I still went ahead and I did it. And now you can see me now, right? So let's take our case study. So our case study is doesn't trust himself to make good decisions. So I used Kwame. So Kwame, a trader on a funded challenge, has a solid strategy, a strong win rate. He backtests alone, but the pattern is always the same. He does his analysis, mark his POI, wait for price. The second price approaches his level. He messages his trading party. Are you seeing this buy? If his party says sell, Kwame flips, closes his bias, joins the sell, and more often than not, it's his own original analysis that plays out while he's sitting in the wrong direction, right? The time is fast spent, so I'll just give you the answers. Then I think I've explained the tools already. So the excavation phase revealed why Kwame was behaving that way. So Kwame grew up, his opinions were constantly second guessed by an elder brother who was always right. He learned early that trusting his own read on something led to being wrong in front of someone else. So outsourcing the decision felt safer than owning it. So one rule that Kwame, through the confrontation, set for himself was, once I have marked my analysis before the section, I do not ask anyone else opinion on direction until the trade is closed. So one rule was that once I have marked my analysis before the section, I do not ask anyone else's opinion on direction until the trade is closed. Then when we come to the fear breaker excavation shows the real fear wasn't being wrong on the trade, but it was, if I am wrong on my own, it proves I can't be trusted with my own decisions. So this was me. I didn't want to be the one to be wrong. So if I'm able to ask someone, I could blame the person that, oh, it was this person that did it. It wasn't me, because I didn't want to take the blame, right? So that was the excavation. And so it was a 21-day program. So day 1 to 7, I logged every S to ask someone confirmation. So whenever I'm about to take a trade, and I see myself going to ask someone, I write it down. And from day 8 to 14, I deliberately took trades. I remember one time I was at work and a friend of mine, so we all trade the same strategy, and he we analyzed the markets together, and price got into our POI, and he sent sell now in his Telegram channel. So I got a notification and I opened it. So when I saw the sell and I checked my chart to see if my confirmation is there. So when I saw that my confirmation was not there, I just closed off my phone and I didn't take the trade. And when I came back to watch the trade had hit a stop loss, right? So you see real transformation there. If it was me, then I would take the trade because my friend had said sell. But at that moment, when I checked that price has not given me an entry, I just closed the app, put my phone in my pocket, went about my daily activities, and I came back, checked the chart, and I saw that the trade has hit a stop loss, right? Then the last one during the fear breaker, the replacement, because it leaves a script in your mind. So with that one too, you write your own declaration. So the declaration I wrote for myself was that being wrong on my own is still information. It is not a verdict on whether I can be trusted. Right? So being wrong, you know that in the market, being wrong is part of trading. So I wrote this, that being wrong on my own is still information. It's not a verdict on whether I can be trusted. Then when we come to the identity relabeling in real time, right? Whenever price gets into my POI, for example, when I saw my friend posted sell now, and when I checked when price was in my POI and the voice was telling me that I should take the trade and I acted against it, I just closed the app and I put my phone. So I was able to catch the identity at that moment, that someone who doesn't trust his own decisions. So I was able to name it, right? That this is this identity, right? Then the pattern evidence file entry. So that day when I came home, I sat down and I wrote that when I was at work, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, a friend posted a trade and I saw the same trade in my POI, but my entry was not confirmed yet. But this voice was telling me that I should go ahead and take the trade. But I acted against the trade, the voice, by closing the app and not taking the trade. Pam, you are done. And you write the date. So that is the entry. Then the declaration protocol that I was reading, I was saying it every day, was I trust the work I put into my analysis. My decision does not need anyone else's permission to be right. So that was my declaration. I trust the work I put into my analysis. My decision does not need anyone else's permission to be right. So you say this 2 times daily, right? So that is it. So if you didn't, I want to leave you with this. So confrontation isn't about fixing it instantly, but being able to catch the old identity, naming it, and being able to interrupt it while it's happening in the moment, right? So you do your excavation, find your identity, bring your one rule, your fear breaker, your identity relabeling, your pattern evidence file, then your declaration, and you confront it every single day for 6 to 8 weeks, right? And as I said earlier, this is your season of abundance. Use everything use everything that you are having right now, the TP Masterclass, the regulation tools on the website, the declaration, everything that you have right now, because this is your season of abundance. And not forget, when you have a season of abundance, there is the next thing that follows is a season of what? Famine, where those things will no longer be there. So please, whilst you have it now, please use it. Declare, go over the masterclass, practice everything. And today we are even giving you free mentorship, right? We are giving you our mentorship program. So you have this, please use it. And I believe that if you do this religiously, you will be a changed person. You will be transformed. I believe that, right? So thank you all for today. And thank you, Mr. Cliff, wherever you are. God richly bless you for this opportunity and everything that you are doing for us. God bless you all. And thank you for coming today. Bye.
Transforming minds.
Yeah, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Not the chart, the man inside. Renew the mind, the crown you find.
All right. So I don't know where to start from, but I'm going to scream congratulations to each and every single person. And this is not only just joy, but emotional, because many of you will not understand what just happened right now on this live stream because, you know, you are not in their shoes. But this is a testament of individuals who, on a normal range, I don't think they would have even come on this live stream. So I just want us to drop some number ones in the chat for each and every single person that participated. I want to give a little bit context to what you just saw here. So obviously the whole entire idea of the mentorship has been explained to you guys by our wonderful host, Vinny. Quite surprising. That was a very good, you know, hosting is not just about coming and speaking to people, it's about carrying the event, and he has done that. To give you a little bit of context, so every single mentee that comes through this program, and when I was listening to Daniel, he says something, so somebody will be wondering, okay, Cliff, so you will not accept everybody. It's not that we don't want to accept everybody to this mentorship program, it's that it takes time, efforts, intentionality to be able to transform individuals. And the gospel truth is, as a community, myself and the whole entire team, in the vision of what we are building, we don't have the infrastructures to carry a lot of people in a year, because this is a one-on-one mentorship, everything is tailored. So I always tell people that when you go to Harvard, regardless of their resources they have, they don't just put 15,000 people in the class and say we're going to teach them all. No, it's a process. That is, you know, clarity number one I want to give here. So people, because we do get a lot of you know, people coming in saying, Mr. Cliff, I want you to mentor us, and so on and so forth. All you have to do, of course, is to basically email the team. As usual, if there is a space, they will screen you, and then we'll take you through the process. But whichever way, we have created a good system also in this community to be able to help people to get a transformation. Okay. Now, to come back to the context of what you guys just witnessed, is just beyond a group of people telling you things, teaching you things, sort of, you know, showing you what they have only learned. That is not the point. The point is each and every single person that you saw teaching you something were intentionally positioned according to what they are trying to rewire. And so first things first, again, let's drop, I don't know how many number ones in the chat you will drop for them, but I really want you to drop as many number ones in the chat as you can drop for them, because you will not, as I said, you will not understand to the extent of how much identity they had to push through to be on today's CSOT demonstratum. Now, one of the things that I just want to say is, if you look at what they did, every single thing was structured according to how we transform people. Now, many of you are going to ask, are they traders? Yes. But how come They did not say, oh, and we also spoke about only just, let's say, price action. The reason why we don't do that is because we believe that your trading life and your actual life, they mirror each other. And so if we focus on the things that is within you, everything else will flow out of it. And I think after 80 episodes of TP Masterclass, I'm sure some of you are understanding this now. You see, before I elaborate on what I'm about to say more, I want you to also drop a lot of number ones in the chat for each and every single person that stayed to the end to celebrate this day with them. I will give a final announcement of what it means for them moving on from here, because there are 5 phases they are going to be going through. They are now just only getting to phase 3, and this is just a transformation you're seeing. So we are not done at all. And when they do graduate, you guys will see them as well. Okay, back here again. But then I want you to drop some number ones in the chat for yourself. You, the audience on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you are, just drop some number ones in the chat. And those who also gather people that you stream with also as well, I want you, wherever you are, just put your hands together. I know you can drop number ones in the chat on someone's TV or whatever, but then clap your hands for yourself as well. Why? Because you see, it's a risk. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a risk for you to say, oh, your YouTube channel, you are going to just let a group of people come there and do something. Some people will not show up. In fact, you know, some people will come, they will see, they will leave, but you guys stayed. And so it means you actually really want to also be transformed. And I want to say congratulations to you. Okay? Congratulations also for staying. Now, a bit of what I was saying was we take people through 5 phases of the process. Now, phase 1 is excavation. Phase 2 is confrontation. And now they're about to go to where we call reconstruction. Now, many of you heard so many things that they said, and I hope that you have learned a lot. And I really want you to wish them all the best in the reconstruction phase, because if they thought phase 1 and phase 2 was the most difficult part, they should wait until they get to phase 3. Now, the mentorship program is a little bit difficult, meaning that there are things you will do that you don't want to do, but I'm super proud of each and every single person. Vinny, I'm proud of you. Nema, I'm proud of you. Florence, I'm super proud of you. Hassan, very proud of you. Alan, I'm proud of you. And Daniel, I'm very proud of you as well. Now, they are going to come onto the stage with me, and then we will celebrate all of them one time again. But I just really want to just give some thesis of something. And so wherever you are right now, as I always say, please grab your book and your pen quickly. Just a 5-minute thing that I want to say, and then we'll be able to wrap up. Okay? Then I'll bring them onto the stage, and I will tell you guys what next is for us TP family as well as a whole, and then we'll take it out from there. But if you're already enjoying this session, I know that it is new. Where is Mr. Cliff? I said today I'm not teaching, and I promise, and I want you to pray for me. I'm not going to teach, but I have to really explain what you guys just witnessed here so that it will make sense to you all. Okay? All right. Please take your pen and the book wherever that you are right now, and I want you to just flow with me for the next 5 minutes, and I just want to close this whole entire segment together with them, and then we'll bring all of them onto the stage, and then we'll just basically celebrate them one more time again. And I will let you guys know when we are resuming back again from the break on TP Masterclass, and I will let you guys know what is next and so on and so forth. So stay with me. The first thing I want you to understand is I want you to picture something very clearly. Imagine somebody goes to a restaurant, and the individual is like, hey, I want to, let me say jollof. Let me say Ghana jollof, because, you know, there are different types of jollof. Now, again, I'm just being biased because I'm a Ghanaian. This is not a tribal war of jollof. Just stay with me. So let's say people go to restaurants and say, I want to eat jollof, Ghana jollof, whatever type of jollof, Nigerian jollof, just name it all. Yes, they want to see the physical rice coming out of the restaurants on the hands of the waitress. They want to see the jollof coming out, and they can't wait to eat the jollof, and which is very good. The only issue is, and what many people do not understand is, nobody goes as far as 30 minutes to a restaurant just to buy grains. Does that make sense? They didn't just go there just to buy rice. You went there to buy taste. You went there to buy satisfaction. You went there to get some excellence from that restaurant. That is why you are sitting down waiting, even when they are delaying you, and they are going to delay you for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Sometimes you don't even care, because what you are paying for is not just grains of rice. You are paying for the taste. You are paying for the excellence. You are paying for the satisfaction the food will bring you. You are paying for something that you can't see, but you can't deny it. That is why you drove all the way for 45 minutes to get there to go and buy it. You see, I want to tell you guys something that many people do not understand, that when it comes to the things you are looking for, sincerely speaking, if you are a trader and you say, I'm looking for profitability, what you are basically just saying is, I'm looking for a way to see physical cash in my hands that came from trading. You are trying to see that car, whether the Lamborghini, the G-Wagon, Brabus, the Toyota, whatever. You want to see the physical manifestation of the trades that you took that bought you that car or that got you that house. They are physical. That is what you are looking for. But what you don't understand is beneath that are things you can't see. I always tell people that there are 4 levels of realities. We have what we call the perceived reality, experienced reality. We have what we call objective reality and spiritual reality. Many people are looking for the things they can see with their eyes. But what they don't understand is that there are things you can't see that produces your desire. Are you guys listening? So you will find out that a child who is like, 2 years, 3 years old is playing with a toy car and boom, boom, boom. Daddy, I'm driving. Daddy, I'm going. And that child is just driving this. And in that child's mind, that is his reality. But you that you are out of the frame, and my God, I love the example Alan was given. Because I was also a student. He said, what you don't know that you know. And I said, when I meet him, I will tell him, you didn't also know that you can teach. So now you know. There are things truly you don't know that you don't know, except somebody who is out of the frame is showing you. So that child that is driving, boom, 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 and he said, Daddy, I'm driving. And then the daddy is like, okay, keep going. But in the mind of the daddy, when it becomes a serious, realistic point of view, that is just a toy car. So there are many people right now, they keep on watching what everybody is doing on the outside. They see somebody building a business. They said, I will do the same. They see somebody claiming they bought this car with trading. They said, I will do the same. They see somebody saying, I want to become a trader. They said, I will do the same. But little do they know that they are doing toy trading. Boom, boom, boom. I'm documenting my journey. I'm going to become a trader. Boom, boom. But they don't know they're doing toy trading, because in the mind of that person, what he saw on the internet was the physical manifestation of the thing that they can see with their eyes. But what they don't know is that beneath it is a taste you can't see, just like the restaurants. When you go to the restaurant, you can't see taste, but that is what you are buying. You can't see satisfaction, but that is what you are buying. So you will say, I want to buy jollof, but in the reality of the context, you want to buy taste. If not, you would have gone to every, antimony watcher or whatever they call it in Ghana, or whatever junction to go and buy food. But you will go to a restaurant to specifically go and buy specific food. Why? Because you want to buy taste. So many people are walking around saying, I want to become a trader. But beneath this are things you can't see. But they are the things that makes you become a trader. Emotional intelligence. You can't see it, but you can't deny it. So those things are the spiritual realities of life. You can't deny them. But those are the things that makes the things become physical manifestation. You are seeing me here physically. But the reason why you are seeing me is not because I'm right in front of you. You have carried a laptop or a phone, which is physical for you, with a spiritual reality. And that is what is projecting me on your device. Are you with me? So right now, if I tell you I have internet, you can deny me all you want, but you can't deny the fact I am appearing live on YouTube. So you can't see my Wi-Fi. You can't see my internet, but you can't deny that I have one. So when people say I want to become traders, I hear them and I know what they want. But there are things they have not asked for, but those are the things they are really looking for. And if you are able to show them to get that thing, they will automatically get what they are looking for, which is the money, the car, and the house. If somebody is learning, drop some number ones in the chat for me. That is what you are witnessing right now here on CSOT DESMONSTRATUM. So there are things they came for, But what they were really asking, so when you go to the restaurant, you say, I want to buy rice. They know what you mean. That is why you drove 45 minutes to come there. You say, I want to buy your taste. Is the chef there? Yes. I want to thank him for his recipe. You can't see it, but you can taste his recipe. Are you guys learning? So transformation has a process. And I want you to write it. I promise I don't want to teach. Please, Solomon, wherever you are, help me. If in case I'm going over the threshold, stop me. But it's important that people understand this. Transformation is not the speed. I wrote down here. Please write it down quickly, and I'll give you some points and we are done. Transformation is not the speed at which you receive an information. Transformation is the process through which truth becomes structure within you. Let me repeat this one more time again. Transformation is not the speed at which you receive information. No. But this is what people are looking for. They want to become the trader quickly. So they are sometimes even looking for information that will say trading is not supposed to take time. So the moment you see that content, you are happy because that is what you are looking for. But after 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, like, more trading is not easy. The reason why you are saying that is not because it is true or it is false. It is because there is a level of reality hitting you right now that you can't deny them. Toy trading. Are you with me? So transformation is not the speed at which you receive information. No, transformation is the process through which truth becomes structure within you. That means you can hear something right now from this call, from what they did, from what I'm saying now. That one right now, that what you are hearing, in fact, we are live right now on YouTube. So that means what you are hearing is instant. If you are replaying this video, what you are hearing can be instant. But the information, even though it is arriving in an instant, the understanding will take longer. The practice will take longer. You can't practice something in seconds and get it. The formation takes longer. The formation, you metamorphosing to become something else, takes time. The embodiment takes longer. And where you want to arrive is the embodiment. That is where transformation becomes visible. Are you guys with me? So there are things that are basically within you that needs to be exposed in order for the transformation to become embodied. So I wrote down here things you need to understand about transformation. Exposure, ladies and gentlemen, is not transformation, but it is part of transformation. That is point number one. Exposure is not transformation. Point number two, everything that develops has a process. Ladies and gentlemen, a seed has to go through the process. A child growing in the womb of a woman has to go through a process. Are you with me? So when you plant a seed into the soil, it doesn't become a tree because it has potential or whatever. It becomes a tree because it had to go through the process. So if you studied anything regarding the agricultural side of science, we have the seed which goes into the ground. Then we have something called germination. Then it will now create the roots. The root will now shoot. Then there is maturity level, then the fruit. So many people are waiting for the fruit of the tree, but there was a seed that must be planted. There was germination process. There was root that was supposed to be formed, and there was the shooting of that root, and there was maturity, and then there is a fruit. You know, one of the beautiful things that an amazing mentor, Myron Golden, explained one time was, did you know the same level of height a tree goes up is the same level of height the tree goes down? That means the level of how many things you embodied in you is the physical manifestation of the external things we see. So right now you can say, oh, I don't know why I'm not profitable. We will check that, but let's check what is within you, because the root is what should to become the fruits. Are you with me? So everything that develops has a process. Then point number three, prematurity is not speed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you meet a woman who is pregnant and you said, what is this child? And he says, oh, it's a boy. He says, how many months? He says 5 months. He says, but you know what? But don't you want the child now? And the child is like, the woman is like, yeah, I really want it now. I'm even tired. You know, maybe like, okay, just let me open your womb and bring the child out. No, what you are bringing out at that stage is not the child yet. But the egg, the embryo, it has the possibility to become a child, but you brought it out prematurely. So now you didn't bring out a child, even though it had the potential to be a child. What you brought out is something you have destroyed. And so I always say something, that when you force anything good to manifest prematurely, life would design a series of events to take it away from you. It is a law. So a lot of people want transformation, but they want it now. Oh, Mr. Cliff, I've been declaring for 2 months now, but still my life is remaining the same. Because declaration in 2 months does not create a victorious millionaire. That is not how it works. It takes time, because it took time for you to be where you are right now at this moment. So it's going to take time for you to become. So prematurity is not speed. That means the fact that you want something in a premature way does not mean that you have given your destiny speed to become. Are you with me? If you interrupt transformation, you have destroyed something very important. So I want you to write this down. There is a difference between acceleration and premature interruption. There is a difference between acceleration and premature interruption. You know what you guys saw today is part of their development. Last week, I taught you guys a lesson called learning to learn. In learning to learn, there is a part that I said you need to be able to teach what you are learning. That is what you guys saw here as demonstratum. We needed to know that they can teach what they are learning. And oh my God, I have actually seen that they are learning. Of course, they are not perfect because they are not there yet, but they understand. They were not coming here to show perfectionism. They came here to teach what they have learned, even though there is more to be learned. Are you with me? So my third point is prematurity is not speed. 4 points. Transformation requires time, ladies and gentlemen, but time alone does not transform you. Yes, transformation takes time, but time alone does not transform you. That means time with seriousness and with the right ingredients. So just like how I spoke about the restaurant. You drive 45 minutes to go to another restaurant while there is one in front of your house, while there is one 5 minutes away, but you want to go 45 minutes. Why? Because you understand that the one that is 45 minutes away is giving you the internal invisible things you are looking for. So if you are here right now, you are like, Mr. Cliff, but I've done this and I've done that. Take your time and make sure you are learning the right things. You know, we live in a world right now where people will promise you everything. For example, now trading psychology as a topic and identity is becoming very common in the industry of trading. And many people want to get views. So what do? Here's how to transform your psychology in 8 minutes. Chief, you cannot do that in 8 minutes. It is not possible. Imagine your child comes to you right now. Let me ask you a question. Imagine you have given birth to a child and you love the child. And the child comes to you and says, Daddy, I saw a video on TikTok, 15-year-old child. I saw a video on TikTok, and Daddy, here's how I'm going to become a medical doctor in the next month. You'll be like, hey, sit down there, because first of all, even what you are saying, my money is part of that school fees, because I'm not even sit down there. Are you with me? So you know that in the essence of the structure of what it takes to become a doctor, what that child is saying is a joke. Even though the child has the potential to become a doctor, you know it takes time to become. But trading is the only thing many people have come to the point to believe all you have to do is to know how to click buy and sell. Who told you? And so now when you are teaching them that this is the things you are actually looking for, that the qualities of a good trader is also the qualities of a good entrepreneur. The qualities of a good trader is also the qualities of a good mother. The qualities of a good trader is also the quality of a good friend. The qualities of a good trader is also the quality of a good person. But people do not think like that. So they focus on only just on trading and say, I don't care that I have anger issues. I just want to make money in trading. And they find out why they use revenge trading to blow their accounts. Transformation requires time. And the last thing that I will tell you before we wrap up, that there are stages to transformation. So we use the system of tools, which is excavation, confrontation, reconstruction, autonomy, and the enforcement, 5 phases we use to help people to go through the 5 stages of transformation. The 5 stages of transformation, I've already taught you guys this in the masterclass already. It's already there. You can go and watch it. But then there are 5 stages, or there are stages in transformation that I always tell people. It's exposure, conviction, application, repetition, formation, and expression. So that means if somebody comes here and he says, oh, I have encountered a truth, that is exposure. And then now they need to sit down and say, okay, I have realized that this truth applies to me. That is conviction. Conviction is where you were hearing in some of them, they are told. They have become convicted. Then application is when you begin to change what you do because of it. I was telling some of them when we were practicing for the CSOT demonstration, and I was telling some of them that imagine when you take maybe, let's say, this phone, and you know you're not supposed to put this phone here, but you put it here. And then your brain immediately, the transforming brain will tell you, oh, you're not supposed to put this phone here. But the old habits and the old identity will tell you, but there's nothing. Take it and put it there later when you are free. But then if you want to become transformed, you have to force yourself to pick the phone from there, even though your body does not want it at that time. Put it where it's supposed to be. And the more you do that repeatedly, you are becoming. So many people are Mr. Cliff. For example, when I tell people, smile when you lose a trade, they're like, what is this? What is it? You know, some of them will use their accent and their language to sometimes say things in their head. I can feel it. You know, when somebody's looking at you in the way, what is this guy saying? What do you mean I should smile for hitting the stop loss? And I said, you don't understand, do you? Your brain does not know what you are doing. It only expresses it through the things it receives as chemicals in your body. So if you hit stop loss consistently and you are frowning and you are frowning, your brain is saying that this guy hits stop losses. So it is going to record that event of stop loss as something you hate. So what you need to do is to start training your mind to not see stop losses as danger, but as a break for your capital. So when you hit stop loss, you smile. But Cliff, I don't feel like smiling. Don't worry. Smile is not a feeling. Widen the corners of your lips and show your teeth. This is a smile. Are you with me? I'm lying. I'm not happy. Guys, I am not happy at all. You don't even believe me. Imagine I'm saying, I'm not happy at all to be on this masterclass. This masterclass is just, you don't believe. The same way you don't believe is the same way the brain won't believe, even if I say something negative with a smile. Transformation. So transformation is the process. So while you are smiling, even though you don't like it, one day you will hit a stop loss. And be like, okay, let me go and learn from it. Not because you wanted to learn from it, but your brain has processed that as an event to interpret and not see it as a problem. If you are learning, drop some ones in the chat. So exposure, conviction, application, repetition, formation, and expression. So ladies and gentlemen, my thesis to close this masterclass and the special edition of CSOT demonstrating with you all is transformation takes time. These guys are transforming their lives. And whoever that is following this masterclass also repeatedly, honestly, you are transforming your life. And so for one more time, I want you to drop heavy number ones in the chat. This one happens once in a while, and every batch that gets to phase 2 going to phase 3, we will do a demonstration. And when they graduate, you will see them again. Are you with me? So drop some ones in the chat. And then for the very last time, as I promised, before I give us the news of when we're going to resume for TP Masterclass, can we bring everybody up on the screen again if they are all ready? But again, did you guys learn something today? Did you enjoy this as a TP family member? And did you celebrate them? If you did, drop some ones in the chat for me. If you guys are all ready, I want you to position yourself, and then they're going to bring you up all on this. It is only the CSOT mentees that can let me wear suits. By now, should I be wearing my normal stuff by now? But no wonder, we are here today. All right, Solomon, if everybody is ready, can you bring them up all on the screen? Just hold on. I will mention their name. Then you bring them up. Okay, so I'm going to do it in the order of the presentation. I want you to bring a brother in Christ and also a mentee of mine, the host of today's CSOT demonstration. Can you bring Vinny up on the screen for me, please? Vinny, congratulations. I am sure that you have been motivated yourself. I believe you, and you have carried this event exactly just like how I expected it. Congratulations, and thank you so much for giving me the privilege, you know, to be able to really show you what we are doing here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Cliff.
Thank you. All right, now I'm gonna bring it in the other as well. I don't know who is not here yet, but okay, I'm gonna bring on Nema on the call right now as well as our next. Nema, if you are ready, with a big smile coming up on the screen. That's right, that's the smile I'm looking for. Congratulations. As I was saying from the back end, I said, I wish you, I'm sure I know that you wish you could fly from the stream, but you have nowhere to go. Congratulations, God bless you as well. And then for our 3 Avengers, all right, the 3 Avengers. I don't know where the power came from, but my brother from another mother from Ghana, you know, can we bring Hassan up on the call? Hassan, if you are ready, let's bring him up. Okay, so Hassan, I'm going to put you on the floor. Did you guys know Hassan is 6'5"? 6'5".
Yeah.
That is how tall he is. So if you see him sitting, you see the things you can't see, you can't deny the existence. 6'5" on the dot. All right, congratulations. That was a very powerful identity topic you gave right there. And I know how you feel, and I know that people have learned from how you express yourself. Now, I think that we all can agree that one of the most emotional and very emotional segments on our masterclass today was, and we all can agree, was from Alan. If you can bring up Alan on the screen. In fact, one of the things Alan said that I'm going home with, he said the things you don't know that you know. And when he used the food example, I said, my God, it is true. You know, I don't know that I can cook one of the most beautiful jollof, but the day I did it, I knew I can cook jollof. I'm lying, no, I'm lying. But that was a very powerful example from Alan. Alan, that was a good one. Congratulations. And thank you so much for sharing the things you shared. I was not the only one who was inspired and motivated. The chat said so as well. Now, let's bring one guy that's normally, you know, and I want to just say this right now, just to very celebrate him in a way. I want to celebrate because we are a team of honor, and everyone here did not come here to perform. But when people perform, they deserve the accolades. You see that now, and it is important that I say this here in public so that everyone can drop some number ones in this chat for this gentleman, because this gentleman is not only just performing even here on the CSOT demonstrating, but he's also really performing even in the CSOT dashboard back end as well. And I just want us to drop some number ones right now in the chat for our brother who was able to deliver the confrontation segment, and that is Daniel, also from Ghana, but currently he lives in Germany. Can we bring up Daniel up on the screen for me, please? Daniel, congratulations. I don't know how you feel right now, but this lineup is just thank you. So guys, look, people are going to be wondering what is next for you guys. I can assure you one thing for sure: you will never forget this experience. Now you know why we did this. Never ever. For the rest of your life, this will go in record that you did this. I'm telling you. And so many people are asking, what is it in it for them? So guys, they are going to go on a 2 weeks break for the CSOT phase 2, phase 3, and they will resume in 2 weeks to continue phase 3 by the grace of God. But on top of that as well, I want us to celebrate them because they are going for their very first CSOT transition dinner in their respective countries. And I want us to clap for them all right now for winning that level of congratulations to them. Thank you. Now, the reason why we are rewarding them, remember, this is not an award, this is a reward, because they are building a habit here. And part of the habits, and let me clarify this, these are people that they can feed an orphanage if they want. You know, they can. It's not that we are giving it to them because they don't have food to eat. They actually have food to eat. So understand what I'm saying, please. This is a reward. So please listen to this carefully now. When you are building any habits, there is a dimension of loops you go through. Cue, the action, and then the reward. The reward component part is what tightens the habit. Many people are like, Mr. Cliff, I started following my trading plan, but I broke it after a while. You broke it and you could not continue because you did not reward yourself. When you take the rewarding part of building a habit, it will not stay because your brain feeds on dopamine and adrenaline and all of that and so on and so forth. So when your brain does not get a reward, it fights you. If you have never met somebody who is a drug addict before, and if you meet them and they are trying to stop their addiction, we call something withdrawal symptoms. Some of them can even get sick, not because they are sick, it's because the body needs that thing heavily. So when you're able to train yourself to reward yourself, the habits start to build themselves. And that is why they are winning this reward for themselves as a dinner. And they will be having a nice, beautiful dinner. They will take pictures. So we will share with the TP Family Global page as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for this demonstration, for watching them, celebrating with them today. And there is many more of them that will be coming every single batch in every single season to let you come and see what they are also doing and so on and so forth. And my God, we really do have a lot coming up. And so I'm super happy and grateful for every single person. And right now, because one more thing is that, you know, we are also people with love and we believe in the structures of love, not just my love, but the love where this all comes down to, and that is the love from Jesus. And so before they go, if all of you will allow me and permit me, I would like to say a simple prayer to you all that beyond just the mentorship. You see, before I pray, I want to say something right now. You see, the Bible says that we are the salt of this world. And if we are the salt of this world, Clifford Chikona is the salt of this world. That means I am just nothing but a salt. Discipleship is when they train you to look like Jesus, if you are a Christian. Mentorship is when they train you to look like your mentor. And so it is a risk for you not to know your mentor. It is a risk because if your mentor is lying, after 1 year, you will look like a lie. But God forbid for you guys. Thank God that we are sincere in our program. So I am a salt in your life. I am not the main meal. So when you go to any restaurant or when you are cooking, when they finish cooking the meal, they will put a salt in the meal. That means the more salt you put in the meal, the more difficult the meal becomes. It becomes difficult for the people to eat the meal. So it is not more of me in your life. It is a portion of me needed in your life. Jesus being the main meal, Cliff Chikona just being a salt. I am just a salt. I am just a salt. And so don't forget. So sometimes I tell my people, take a portion of me, not all of me. And so while we are wrapping this, I pray for you all that in the name of Jesus, that Father, we thank you. We thank you because even in this program, not everybody is a Christian, but Father, you have brought us all together with love. And they all honor this program. They honor this structure. They receive every single thing we give them. And today I pray for them that even as they are transiting from phase 2 to phase 3, that Father, you will be with them. May you show them the way. May you help them to become the people that they are trying to become. Father, we thank you. We thank you for their hearts, their humility, and their seriousness, their will to be able to go through this process. And as they go to phase 3, to the reconstruction phase, Father, may you help them to become. And I thank you so much for their lives. And I pray for their families as well, that no weapons fashioned against their family shall prosper. And every tongue that will rise against them in judgment, we condemn. It is their inheritance and their vindications of the Lord. Father, we thank you. We give you all the praise. We give you all the honor. Now, Father, we thank you. And as we are praying in Jesus' name, as we are wrapping up, we have clapped for them. We have clapped for the audience. Now let's thank God for what he's doing. And therefore, let's clap for Jesus. And let's say in Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, Father. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And All right, guys. As I said, thank you all. Congratulations on your CSOT demonstration. God bless you all. I will see you guys and we will celebrate more in the back end in the room. But for the meantime, as you guys already know, the mandate is simple and clear. Transforming minds, not just a trader mind, transforming minds. The trader's mind, the entrepreneur's mind, and every single person mind. And I can assure you guys, beyond everything, 1 year from now, 6 months from now, I can assure you, whether you like it or not, you will become a profitable trader. It is not a maybe, it is a must. You must become. Even if you don't become, I will force it and I will connect my own account to your own pocket. You will become. Don't worry about that. You will be, by force, you will become a profitable trader. I can assure you that. And so we thank God for what he's doing. And I will see you guys after the break in the CSOT demonstration. Now, while we are going on the break, Solomon, with that all being said, for me to give the last announcement, you can let everybody exit. Let me give the announcement of the CSOT demonstration being over. Let me tell the people as well. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully now. So as TP Masterclass, we are about to go on a break for 1 month. Just 1 month, okay? This is the last Saturday of August, and we are taking the whole of September to reconstruct and come again. Why? Because we have learned a lot this year. We want you guys to consume it and grow. So if we keep on giving, you will not grow. Now, some of you ask, Cliff, isn't it a risk that if you go quiet, they will go and look for another mentor? Then I was not good enough in the first place. If after 1 month break, you have to go and look for another mentor, then what I've been teaching is not good enough. And for that matter, it is okay for you to look for another mentor. But we thank God for what God is doing here. And so we believe that this break is going to help you for you to grow and become. But we're not just going to go on a break. As I said, there are going to be activities like TP Men course, TP Women. To all the women, I hope you're excited. I'm going to bring a woman guest for the TP Women for the meeting. Men also will get a guest. And we're going to be doing that in the private area in our WhatsApp channel. So make sure you have joined our WhatsApp channel. So even though we are going on a break for TP Masterclass, internally, several things will be still ongoing. Challenges and things, other things will still be happening and so on and so forth. So make sure you join the WhatsApp channel, and all those who have been with us being faithful and so on and so forth, thank you as well, and God bless you all. So when are we resuming on TP Masterclass officially? The date and every single thing will be given to you, but I know for sure it is the first Saturday of October, God willing. The first Saturday of October, God willing, and I can't wait for us to start the new framework I'm going to be teaching. We're going to start heavily with a series, and I titled that series, The Green Tree Framework. 7 dimensions of wealth. My God, you will learn a lot. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us celebrate our CSOT mentees. And I will see you guys on the first Saturday of October at TP Masterclass. But make sure you are on the WhatsApp channel, in the WhatsApp channel as well, so that every announcement, every programs, everything that we're going to be doing, you will also see us as well. God bless you all, and thank you. And I will see you guys on the next episode. God bless.
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.
Fix the mind, fix the man. Everything changed. When am I change?
Transforming minds.
Hey, raising leaders.
Kingdom made.